Hey, I hope you're all having a great day. I wanted to share a little bit of information about my experience with my autoimmune illness and the changes I made to really improve my situation. I think there's so much talk now about keto diet and intermittent fasting and eating clean, quote unquote. The fact is, any one of those changes, whether you're cutting something out or you're watching your calories, food is such a big part of our lives. What we ingest is such a big contributor to your overall health and well being. I can only say that with my situation, I was diagnosed with an undifferentiated autoimmune illness that pretty much knocked me out of life for almost 2 years. I was more or less on constant steroids, prednisone. I was doing injections of methotrexate. I was suffering greatly. I chose not to take any pain pills because I knew that my situation was acute and chronic at the same time, and I didn't know when it was going to end. I didn't want to develop any other secondary issues with dependency on, narcotics. I also didn't want the side effects and all the other detriment of narcotics. So I found that the prednisone at least took the edge off enough that I could get through my days. It was not an easy journey. It was very much a struggle. It was the worst experience of my life. Certainly changed me, and I count my blessings every day. I did make significant changes to my diet. I cut out soy, I cut out dairy, I cut out sugar, I cut out anything processed as far as wheat products of any sort, grains. I don't eat beans. I made a lot of those changes, and oftentimes people will say, oh, red meat, no poultry. I do eat fish still, but it's mostly a whole foods sort of diet. Fruits, vegetables, minimally processed foods, vegan with the exception of fish, so I guess that's really pescatarian. And it took a long time, but I do think that plus proper supplementation, I had to do a lot of research. It was trial and error. Um, Today I am medication free and very healthy. That's not true. I do take a mild antibiotic, which has some anti inflammatory properties. It's very good on my stomach. Um, so I do stay with that. That's the only thing, though. I'm not taking any DMARDs or any biologics. It was really hard because with my diagnosis, my symptoms were joint swelling and pain, as well as soft tissue swelling and pain, and colitis. I also had other symptoms like severe exhaustion and the typical brain fog, and I really suffered. It was just terrible. But with everything I went through, I opted to really change my nutrition. I don't drink alcohol. I don't do any of those things that could trigger any kind of inflammation. I don't eat nightshades. The only thing I still eat are some nuts. That there is some debate that those could, compromise inflammation. I'm not sure. I do intermittent fasting. I find that helps because if you go that 18-hour minimum, you are putting yourself into a state of autophagy, which is basically your bad cells becoming more or less absorbed by your strong, healthy cells. So I do that. Do I think any one of these things have cured me to the point where I'm living a good, pain-free, symptom-free life? I don't know that any one of them were a cure-all per se, but I think that it definitely contributes to why I am feeling as good as I feel. There's no cure for immune diseases. The inflammation stays to a certain extent in your body. I don't have any rheumatoid problems like that. I don't have any of the genes that you test for that would show you're predisposed to certain diseases. I don't have any of that. So I really had to make some decisions. And for me, I felt that giving up certain foods, if there was a chance it could help me feel better and live a better life, that was a decision I made. That was pain was a strong motivator, and nothing tastes as good as feeling pain-free is. Um, the benefit of being able to get up and get out of bed and walk to the bathroom and walk down my stairs, work out at the gym, all these little things that I couldn't do for so long, I've gotten back. Like now when I'm walking down the sidewalk and an elderly person is walking past me with a cane, I move out of the way, I may help them, whatever. There was a time when they were passing me on the sidewalk because That's how bad my pain was. I couldn't take a few steps down a sidewalk. Older people with canes were passing me. I mean, it's just bizarre that I lived that way for so long, but that is behind me. And I really believe that taking collagen supplements, getting red meat out of my life, getting processed food out of my life, getting away from sugar, really making sure that what I'm putting into my body is really feeding my body. I can't tell you that it's definitely changed me. It's taken a long time. And for those of us that need medicine, thank God we live in a day and age where we have the technology and doctors have information and medications they can share. I'm not here to talk anybody out of using pain medication if they need it, or if you need things like DMARDs or biological medications, take them, of course. But I am here to say that sometimes, with a lot of patience and a lot of research, a lot of effort on your point, you may be able to change that path for yourself. It definitely worked for me. It was a very long journey. Like I said, it wasn't overnight. There were a lot of downs. There were a lot of taking one step forward, two steps back in the process. But I am well today, and I'll be 49 this year. I look forward to the second half of my life being a really good one. I work with my doctors. I do everything I need to do. I take a big part of my life in constantly learning and growing. I talk to people about it. I hear their experiences. I share mine. It's constant learning and being aware. I don't take anything for granted. I don't think any of us should. I don't pollute my body with alcohol. I don't pollute my body with smoke of any sort. I don't use any kind of drugs as far as narcotics, or I don't even use THC. I know it's a benefit to a lot of people. I personally feel there's still a lot of research to be done, how to use marijuana derivatives to get benefit. I think for a lot of people, they've already gotten what they need from it, and I think that's terrific. I'm not going there. I don't believe there's any benefit for me to do that. I don't believe in altering my mind. I enjoyed wine, I enjoyed vodka and champagne and all of that for a long time, but knowing what I know about how it destroys your body, even when you're a perfectly healthy person, it's a turnoff. There's no benefit, and so I choose to not go near that. And I would encourage most people to check out if you're trying to lead a more clean, healthy life. Do your research on alcohol. You may think it's a pretty benign thing, but it's not. It's poison. It's actually poison. I try to use more or less green products on my skin, not 100%. I use Retin-A. A lot of people feel that's, a hormone disruptor and it's going to cause problems. I don't believe that. I believe that the controversy around it is enough. There's enough positive to outweigh the negative, and that's just the choice I've made. I don't want to be a hypocrite. I don't want to share an experience with you and make you think that, I'm a hypocrite because I don't use all green cosmetics or whatever on my channel, and I always share things with you. But I do believe what I do works for me. I think the supplements that I take are definitely right. I'm always trying to learn more. As a lay person, I'm not trained in science as far as medical or even nutrition or supplementation, but I try to do the research and then test things and see how I'm feeling and check in and really stay in tune with my body and my mind. And I think that's all we can do, and that's a lot. So all I'm saying is, I guess the point of this video is, if you're thinking about eating clean, really do your research, determine what that means, and think about it. Everything you put in your body is going to affect every cell in your body. It's going to affect your outcome. So really think about how you're treating your body with that. I hope you'll tune into my channel more often. I love talking about cosmetics, skincare, supplementation, anything and everything. Message me below, share your stories. Please share this video, and of course reach out to me anytime. Thanks for listening. Have a great day. Bye.